Hey everybody, it's Steven with Keller Williams Hudson Valley United. Today I just wanted to go over how you could create a just sold or just listed flyer. Again, this can be applied to really any kind of template in Command Designs, but having a strong social presence and being able to share your success with the world, it's an important part of being a realtor. It makes you more trustworthy, increases your sphere, increases your influence, and those are all categories that we want to hit. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what you can do to create an image really easily, probably in less than 10 minutes. And moving forward, if you guys send these images to me, I will post them on our public page where you can go on there and share it. And overall, just it's a win-win for everybody. We'll grow your business and grow our business. So it's a win-win. Let's hop into it. So go ahead and hit designs, right? If you guys don't know where it is, hit the white KW. Designs is near the bottom. Click it. I actually had an issue before. I had to re-record, so I had already did that. So I'm going to start from scratch. Create design at the top right, social, continue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find the template that we want to mess with. So there's a couple of different options that we can do. Listing, buyer, if we want to do a testimonial, we could do that. Plenty of things you can do in here. I really encourage you guys to play around with it. I'm going to do a listing, just listed. So let's do that. And then what I'm going to want to do is these are all different formats, right? As you can see, some are wide, some are vertical. We want to go with the social square because we're posting this on Facebook, and this is what is basically the norm slash the required aspect ratio really for Facebook for it to look clean, for it to look good, for everything to look nice. This is what we need to do. We're going to go ahead and select really anything we want here. What doesn't matter too much. Let's do this one. This one looks new actually. When you first open it up, depending on what you're doing, you may not have to change it too much. So let me just show you something. If I had a listing and I wanted to pull in the images, okay, all I'd have to do is go down on the left side column over here where it says Keller Williams Listing Service. And then it's going to say, well, how are we pulling up the pictures, right? Like, how are we getting it? So we would do it a couple of different ways, but I'm going to do it by the MLS number just because I feel like I've had the most success with the MLS number. Now, something you have to do is you have to put the H in front of it to indicate that it's the New York 1 key MLS. Okay, otherwise it will not work. You must put the letter in or it will not work. Awesome, it actually popped up right away. So this obviously is not my listing. This is someone in our office. I just thought it was a great picture to use. So let's go ahead and actually change this photo here, right? There's two ways you could do it. You could simply click this photo and delete it, like delete on your keyboard or right click and, remove image, whatever. There's a couple of different ways you could do it. I would encourage you to do it this way where you click on the image and then you go over here to the picture you want and you replace it, right? And that'll allow you to get it perfectly formatted and replace the image that was just there without having to delete it, drag in a new photo and then format it. You know what I mean? Just a little bit easier. Sometimes that function doesn't always work as well as you would think it would. So sometimes you have to play around with it. But again, works pretty good. Now we have to actually adjust the address, right? So then we put in, 41 Highland Place, whatever it might be, and then contact me for details. And you could go further down, put your cell phone, right? And your office phone, your broker address, whatever you have to do to stay compliant. And then the other thing you will have to do is the logo, right? So if you don't have the logo, ask your ASC in your market center, but we can provide that to you, no problem. This happens to be our transparent version of the logo, which is why it's not showing up quite as good. We have a logo that has a white background that makes it pop a little bit more, but this works too. I could also just drag it up there if I wanted to, right? And then I also could just bring my headshot down here. So let me go to, this is logos, right? So we don't want to be in logos. We want to add an image. So we go up to images. And because I've used this headshot so many times, it's in my assets. If I didn't have a headshot in here or a picture, I would go to images and then I would go to add. And then I would hit this right here in order to select a picture from my desktop on my computer. Okay. I already have it. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to my assets and then click my headshot. I'm going to click it. It's going to bring it into the picture. I'm going to shrink it. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom. Contact me for details. I can make this bigger, smaller. I can do whatever I need to do to make this pop. Maybe I'll make it, just 30. I can get rid of this gray if I don't like it, but I actually do. I could change the color of the gray by clicking on it and going to the top where it says what kind of fill color do we want. I can make it red for Keller Williams, just like that, right? So that it's very basic, but you are able to do quite a bit in here just to give yourself a kind of an edge. What I also could do is, bring that over a little bit. If I don't want to have to keep making new text boxes, the text option right here, there's a couple of different options. You can bring in a title that's going to be nice and big, a subtitle, of course, it's not quite as big, or you can bring in a text block, okay? Or you could just click a text box that's already in here and copy and paste it and make another one and then just, type in this one to adjust it. I'm going to delete that. This, of course, we'd probably want this to be huge, right? We want to know, like people want to know what the property is. So that's quite, not huge per se, but it's bigger. If we wanted to like not have to go through the text option at the top, we could quite literally just make this box bigger and do it that way. Then maybe we want to, we don't want to do that. There's a bunch of different ways you could play with this and make it look nice. We definitely have the availability to do a lot of different features in here. This is like a super basic flyer where it has, my information, the cell phone, the office phone, and then we have our logo, but I would even go a step further and probably put a little bit more in here. I would also put licensed real estate salesperson in here. And this is something that I wanted to show you guys. I'm glad it happened. You see how I'm kind of trying to go up here to details, click there. It's a little finicky, right? It's not exactly, I'm trying to get there and I can't. So something you can do is when you're in a text box, you can go up to the top where it says typewriter and you can click this and that'll allow you to basically have a much easier time doing it. So Keller Williams, Hudson Valley United, 9 Crawford Road, Suite 104, Middletown, New York, 10940. And notice how nothing's changed in the box. You have to go down here where it says save changes. And then boom, it just populated my information right there, right? I could just do this too. I don't need to have my headshot all the way in the bottom there. I could do it like this, right? The headshot quality is not fantastic, so that's why it's pixelated like that. But again, I'm going to go in here and just clean this up just a little bit more. I want to space it out just a little bit. Right, Keller Williams Hudson Valley United. There's all the information. What am I missing? Licensed real estate salesperson. We could do something like that. And obviously it's a little congested down there, so you don't have to do it that way. You could spread things out a little bit. Maybe I want to make the headshot smaller now. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger or something, right? If you do that, just keep in mind that you got to be careful with these boxes, okay? Because it will keep kind of shifting things around on you. If you drag it out far using the side options here, it'll make it stretched out so it looks normal. But if you congest it and you make it all small like that, it's going to look terrible. So you got to kind of find a happy medium with it. And that's better, but not better because we don't want that, right? So we probably have to make this a little bit smaller, or we could expand this a little bit. But I don't want to do that necessarily because I don't want to take away from the house, right? Just to show you guys though, is you can just really just play around with it. It's a lot of fun. It's not hard to do. Like this white box, if I want it to be a little bit smaller, or I want to adjust the text, it's all doable. If I wanted to drag this now over a little bit to the right, I could. So you got to play with it. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of patience, but at the base level, it is very easy to use, and it will allow you to just really increase your branding a great deal. Do I like this one? Not particularly. I think it's a little bit bland, but at the same time, we don't always have time to create masterpieces, and just getting it out there in the first place is a step in the right direction. Okay. So we'd probably want to, yeah, I don't like where it is over there, 41 Highland Place, just listed. And then a little, this is basic. This is like the most basic thing you could do. Okay, but that's the idea. You just want to be able to go in designs, have a little bit of fun, and just provide a little bit more value in your business so that way that you can possibly get some more leads or increase your sphere. Okay. Once you're done, you go up to the top and you hit download, and then you're going to go ahead and either do a JPEG or PNG most likely. I would say PNG if you're going to send it to me, just so that I can have the highest quality image possible, and then I can post this on our public facing page so that anyone can share it and comment, tag people, etc. And I think that's a win-win for everybody. Okay. But that's it, guys. Again, this is not my best work at all by any means, but this was a quick little guide to get started and show you guys what you could do to create a flyer. If you guys have any questions, you know where to get me at, and I hope this helped to some degree. Okay? Take care.